Right, welcome to the channel, to Love Lighthouse, and to Vicky Elizabeth Semple on Love Lighthouse. Okay, so let's get started. Right. What would Jesus think about Princess Catherine's news? Right. In Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, it says, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things." Apparently, that wasn't how a lot of reporters and general people on the internet were behaving when the photo of Catherine and her family came out online, according to the news. Yet when I saw it on a day of chores and in a place for lunch, when someone asked if I wanted a paper to read, I felt then and there that it was all a bit much over a photo. I said so, and the person serving said she hoped she was okay. So, yeah, I suppose that was actually quite positive overall. When I heard about the further news on Princess Catherine, hang on a second, just be a minute. Right. Right. Okay. Yeah. So when I heard about the further news on Princess Catherine's health, I was visiting family in my hometown. I saw the title of the video and immediately thought, no. I watched the video later that night. I watched further videos of reporters on the days following the news coming out too, and listened to them having a go at each other for not leaving Catherine alone, but yet still not doing that themselves. In fact, I was almost not going to do this, but I prayed about it and decided to. What would God think? Well, we know that Jesus is the great restorer of health and anything is possible in God's will. In Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 17 it says, "For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after." God restores and heals, and the Bible is full of healing stories. Here is one from Mark chapter 3 about a man with a withered hand. "And he gathered again into the synagogue, and there was a man there which had a withered hand. And they watched him, whether he would heal him on the Sabbath day, that they might accuse him. And he saith unto the man which had the withered hand, Stand forth. And he saith unto them, Is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath days, or to do evil, to save life, or to kill? But they held their peace. And when he had looked round about on them with anger, being grieved for the hardness of their hearts, he saith unto the man, Stretch forth thine hand. And he stretched it out, and his hand was restored whole as the other." Then there is the one where he healed a man who was lowered down through a roof on ice. Okay. Mark chapter 2. "And again he entered into Capernaum, and after some days, and it was noised that he was in the house. And straightway many were gathered together, insomuch that there was no room to receive them, no, not so much as about the door. And he preached the word unto them. And they came unto him, bringing one sick of the palsy, which was borne of 4. And when they could not come nigh unto him for the press, they uncovered the roof where he was, and when they had broken it up, they let down the bed wherein the sick of the palsy lay. When Jesus saw their faith, he said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, thy sins be forgiven thee. But there was a certain of the scribes sitting there and reasoning in their hearts, Why doth this man thus speak blasphemies? Who can forgive sins but God only? And immediately when Jesus perceived in his spirit that they so reasoned within themselves, he said unto them, Why reason ye these things in your hearts? Whether is it easier to say to the sick of the palsy, thy sins be forgiven thee, or to say, arise, and take up thy bed and walk? But that ye may know that the Son of Man hath power on earth to forgive sins, he saith to the sick of the palsy, I say unto thee, arise and take up thy bed and go thy way into thine house. And immediately he arose, took up the bed, and went forth before them all, insomuch that they were all amazed and glorified God, saying, we never saw it on this fashion. There are so many instances of Jesus healing people in the Bible, and if you need healing, I encourage you to do a search for them and read about them to remind yourself just how capable Jesus is. By the end of Catherine's statement on her video, she asked for privacy, and I think that's what needs to be respected. In Matthew chapter 5 verse 42 it says, give to him that asketh thee. Let her get on with her healing in peace and leave her place of residence alone, and her and her family alone once they get back. Focus on the positives and the way Jesus can heal, and pray for that to occur for her. Once again, that scripture, Philippians chapter 4 verse 8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. And that's it. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will leave it there. I might have to do this again. I don't know. I got interrupted quite a few times on doing this. But we'll leave it there. Thank you very much.